Are you
five guys.
are you about to get an A?
I heard E's beat already, and I concede to him. He's bringing some heat today.
Oh yeah.
We only heard a piece of it. I did so much more since I just want my crown back, man. I feel so naked without it.
Yeah, you know, it's the best when you hand your homework in late and you're sweating, or even late enough where the class is about to close the door, like it had to be in by the end of the day.
Right. All right, we're live, guys.
All right, I'm just gonna tweet this out. So somebody talk.
I'll do the intro. So, welcome to 3 Beats Later. This is Education. Emery McMillan. I'm here with Cheeky CP, Corey, and I'm here with Piso Earthtone. We do this every week, and what we do is basically come together. We have a challenge that's typically on the left-hand side or right-hand side of Corey's head. 12 challenges. Each week we randomly pick a challenge, and we increase our skills by competing against ourselves to see who can master that particular challenge the best. We don't win anything. It's all for fun. It is an imaginary crown that I do plan to get back this week. However, it's all for fun, and it's all just to learn things. If you have any questions, or if you have anything you want to learn that we've done in an episode or this episode, definitely reach out to us. Email us at 3beatslater.com. What is it? At info@3beatslater.com. Right on the side here. No, 3BL@3beatslater.com. Yep. All social media is 3 Beats Later. And yeah, anything, you know, if you want to partake in the challenge, if you want to send us some music, we'll definitely play it before an episode. So check us out. We're going to get into it right now. This week I go first. I never go first. And once I get my crown back, I'll never go first again. But I want to make sure that I keep everything fair. So everybody ready to go? Anything you want to say to people?
Yeah, E, you know what? We have a special guest today, so just keep an eye out on the Zoom just to make sure that you're letting Walt in when he gets here.
Okay, cool.
So he hasn't texted me back, but he's about to. So I can explain what we're doing for the special challenge this week, or if you want to go straight into beat.
So what we also are doing, aside from sending in music, if you want to send in music, if you partake in the challenge that we have, if you are an artist and you want us to either sample your music or use your music on one of our challenges, feel free to reach out as well. This week we have a guest. His name is Walt. He'll be jumping on shortly and explaining all of what he does, breaking down some of the projects he's working on, and giving us the blessing for next week to actually work on his.
You just went mute. There you go. There you go. You just muted yourself again. And even on the live show, we're going to have technical difficulties.
Yeah, so a little bit technical difficulty, but it's all good. But yeah, so if you're an artist and you want us to sample your music or incorporate some of the elements of your music in one of our episodes, definitely reach out, let us do that. And all the contact information is, again, right on the side of Corey's head. So this week we do have a special guest that will be popping in at some point. But in the meantime, we're going to get this challenge going. So they've nominated me to go first, so I will go first. So this is my track.
This is how you made the beat?
This is how I made the beat. Well, this is not how I made the beat yet. This is my track. A little bit of background about the track in the beginning. It says Kim track right here. It's not Kim track. I just wanted to let you know that. This one is called Burn It Down, okay? So I'm going to play the beat and I'm going to break down how I did it. So let's get into it. This is the beat for week 5. Nothing?
Nothing.
Oh, that's incredible. Let's see. What about now? Uh-oh. Don't have anything anything in here, no audio in here. All right, so I'm gonna have to make you the host again. Walter is in, I believe, so he's gonna jump in. I'm gonna.
I hear audio. I hear audio. I'm getting audio.
Oh, you are? Okay.
I can hear you. Yep.
All right, I'll give the Walt intro. Walt, you there?
No, he's jumping in now.
Oh, he is. Okay. Then I'll go through the challenge explanation, and we could go through Walt's part after you jump back in. Special guest. Got a special guest in the house. So just to kind of go through some of the background. Walt, can you hear me?
Yeah, but I'm sorry, man. I had to run upstairs for a second.
What's good?
Peace, Walt.
How you been?
What's up? How y'all? What's up, everybody?
What's
What's good, bro? How you, man?
I'm great, man. How you doing?
Well, you know, make it do what it do.
Always does that.
Man.
All right. Oh man, so let me kind of give just everybody a quick intro of what we're doing, why this week is special, and why this week is unique. So every week we pick a different challenge. You saw the challenges here. E already went through this, and we spin a wheel at the end of the show. At the end of the show last week, it landed on country music, so we had to sample some country music when we were making tracks. But this week, what we're doing is we want to showcase a true artist and a true musician. And we chose Walt Kemp. So Walt, he's the man. He is the man. The best thing about Walt is, so there's a Buffalo connection. A lot of the producers on the show are from Buffalo, New York. So Walt, he's a musician based out of Buffalo right now. And he has a lot of projects. He's just prolific in the amount of content that you put out, the amount of art that you put out there. But not only is he a great musician, Walt is just a great person. So, I mean, for real. I mean, way back when we were just, jamming and doing whatever, Walt would always kind of support all the musicians around. So, so we chose, some of your music. We definitely want to kind of look through your discography this week, and that will be our big challenge, is kind of pulling something up. You could even guide us if you think you have something that, might be really good for sampling, but, we'll get into that. So just so everybody watching kind of understands, I wanted to, take a moment for you to kind of just introduce yourself. So how long have you been playing music, Walt?
Since I've been like 6.
And your main,
go ahead,
your main instrument is keys right now, right?
Yeah. It's the main instrument. Yeah.
Look at that. See, that's how you know you're dope. When you gotta say right now, your main instrument.
Get out of here, man. Get out of here.
Instruments later.
So so tell us a little bit, if you were to give like a quick bio just to everybody watching our show who's never heard of you, or never listened to any of your music, how would you define the music that you're playing in general?
For me, I'm just a third generation pianist. Come from a folk music, raised in church. My father's a classical pianist too. And then from there, my music is going to have all of that and everything that we had in between. It's going to be prog rock, funky, soulful, of course, jazz, improvisation, gospel, blues. And I'm not trying to just say that on oh man, I'm hip and I'm cool and I'm putting everything. We just say with you, Corey, like we all came up like just listening to everything. So when we play, it's all on the table. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So my music is coming from that place. It's been more in a protest struggle lately. This project, even when I was doing some just tracking and doing some beats and things like that for just for COVID-19, I was just throwing stuff out. And then I've got one new 7-piece ensemble called Revelation. The vibe has always been true artists, just playing from the heart, and you know, that's generally what the times is. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw a couple of the things that you were doing online. You have so much that's going on. You have an Instagram kind of series right now, right? Is the COVID conversation still happening?
I gave it a little rest because
Okay.
It was going really well, and weirdly enough, with just the climax. I don't know if it's like when COVID first hit, I was, we was smacking, I was doing video, I was doing let's go. But now when Floyd came up, I was rocking, but now I'm like on the streets with a sign right now,
Yeah.
Like it's kind of killed that creativity to where I'm like, all right, what we gonna do? So
Exactly.
I'm definitely at the table for that, because the project that I'm doing is about protest music, and
Okay.
so that vibe is definitely still there. It's just tough to push anything when nothing's open. So
Right. So have you I definitely want to hear a couple of those things, and you could definitely share your screen in a second if you have something to show. But what I wanted to know is kind of in the vein of what we're doing here, where you have three, producers just sampling other artists and, creating something new from something that someone already created. Has anyone sampled your music that you know of, or have you worked with other musicians or producers to kind of reinterpret some of the compositions that you've wrote, or how has?
Funny thing is, I was doing what you were doing, but in a different kind of context. So what I would do is, like with those videos, one video I took from a girl that was she was singing over her cell phone at work. And by the time I put the video out, she had got COVID-19. But she sung a verse, "It's human beings, da-da-da-da." I ripped it, and then I played under it piano, through some organ, through some other vibes, like whatever I found in like GarageBand. I'm using GarageBand at all. That's like all I got to create right now.
Right.
And I'm taking sounds and stuff from that, and then I layer it, and then that was only for like 40 something seconds. So I looped it. No, I actually looped what I did again. I had Odell put in probably a toy guitar he had at home. I was like, just give me a whole bunch of lines, I'll just fill it in. And I was like, I just need something to change the mood up. And he put down a guitar solo, and then I went and ripped, right? And that being said, I should have got you, but I was just like, he hit me up, I was like, just put something down, I just need something. And then I went and ripped, what's Angela Davis? I found one of her long speeches, and I took like 20 seconds about intellects. Threw that in that second verse as like a bridge.
Yeah.
And then loop back the vocals that really was just sung. It's the same vocals. Put that on the tail end, put exactly what I did before, and the whole song, and just ended it like that, and put a like a visual movie kind of thing for like about a minute.
And the video element is, how are you putting that together? Is that just you're going out? iMovie.
Go ahead.
You're going out and like filming and going that far? Okay.
It was when she had COVID-19. I kind of was like that guy that didn't want to be outside. Like I was all nervous about COVID.
Yeah. So
I went online to like different still pictures that you could do. They call it unsplash or something like that.
Okay.
And what I did was I moved the picture as if it was really pictures that I just grouped together, so it looks like people moving in videos, but it's really just the way it's moving. And I had pictures of somewhere in Asia, somewhere South Pacific, Thailand or China, but in your brain you're gonna say China because what's happening. It probably was Japan. It looked rich. And I put like an African schoolgirl and just about the connections. It was whatever going, and then I put a quick, like a COVID, what's going on with the cases and how many cases and what that did, and things like. And at that time, I think one of them, Ahmed was it Ahmed Amory? Am I saying this right?
Arbery.
Yeah, at one of the videos I did, because I did one with Zuri, one with Narayan Pamanaba. And so some of the videos I put like a brother, because certain things going on with holding a flag. I tried to make it to what was going on exactly at the time I dropped it or was making. I tried to make it within like 2 days.
Yeah.
Get it out. So
I think everybody has kind of been, I mean, even Education and Piso on the show, like we've all been creating like crazy over the last 3 months, especially with all the protests going on. I think there's just so much fuel for creation right now, especially us as musicians and artists. It's kind of like, what can we, like, yeah, we could go out there and everything, and people are doing that. And then at the same time, if you're staying in, I'm about to have a baby, so we've been staying in a lot, and
I get it.
Is just making music has been my outlet for sure. So tell us, just to kind of switch it up, can you tell us where can we find, if people are watching this now, today, tomorrow, whatever, somewhere down the road, where can we find your music? And can you showcase anything that you would steer people to listen to, in terms of anything that's available, streamable or whatever, or even a website or anything? Just let me know where we can find you, basically.
Yeah, I'm all over every platform. A lot of stuff you can anybody can check me out. Is the Walter Kim 3.0. That's been like the last 2 years, 2 projects I had, my own trio, me, Odell, and David Jonathan now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's Jonathan. So that being said, you can get it YouTube. You can type in Walter Kim 3.0, iTunes, Spotify. The 3.0 is weird though. You got to do, the 3 is right next to the P in the Kim.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I didn't type that in, do it like right. Mm-hmm. That's a lesson to all our business people. Like, if you're doing your online stuff, make sure it's easy to be Googled and searched. Don't combine anything. Make sure you split it up correctly.
That's the truth.
So, lesson learned.
Yeah. So you have 3 producers right here who are going to spend 7 days listening to your music, and we're going to try to get inspired and create something from it. It's going to be most likely in the form of, a 2-minute, 3-minute beat of some sort. It may or may not be hip hop, you know what I mean? But I think our foundation is kind of in that vein. What would you tell us in terms of like direction, an album maybe you might want to recommend, or even if there's something that you want to show right now on the screen, you could do that. It's up to you, but this is the time that you have to direct us, because we're going to be looking through your stuff, and then we're going to make something. So next week, that's our hope, is once we live stream again next week, we're gonna invite you back on, but it's gonna be completely different. It's gonna be, you are listening to 3 people taking your clay and making a sand castle or whatever, a pottery, a piece of pottery out of it.
Sand castle out of clay?
Right.
Sand castle out of clay. Clay beaches.
Also, I'll add to that. They don't know I'm going to say this, but you actually are the final judge next week. So if there's any ties, you actually have to pick your favorite beat, and that person gets the crown. Absolutely, absolutely.
No, I told Walt already. There's no pressure. There's
no pressure, but you got to pick.
No.
Oh no, I'm putting pressure on him. He has to choose mine. It's pressure.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I mean, the Walter Kim 3 stuff, I would go after, because I don't know.
I'm a dig. You don't gotta give me direction. I'm a dig.
Get what you
I'm
want.
gonna find what you least expect me to find.
Get whatever you want. I mean, I'm all good with it. Whatever you come with, I'm down. Everything's legal.
Okay. All right. So you heard it. For people who want to join in on these challenges, we're gonna tweet out Walt's information. We're gonna tweet out links to his music so people could stream it, they could listen to it, they could buy it. Definitely, try to buy the music right now, especially, you know what I mean? Musicians need a lot of love. We definitely want to push everybody to all the stores where you could get some of this music. And even I have a vinyl. Walt, I got some vinyl of yours. I got signed vinyl. So you know what I'm gonna do this week?
Oh,
I got the VIP right here.
All right.
Oh,
he can't get points for that because he has the vinyl for next week. Just so you know.
Cool.
No handicaps. No handicaps.
Right.
So so I don't know if you do want to show or don't. Let me know. What we're gonna do from this point is we're probably gonna move on to the next part of the show, and that's when we're gonna look at the music that we made from last week's challenge. So it's your call, Walt. If you got something to share, you can share it. If not, then you're free to jump offline so you don't have to listen to country music for the next 40 minutes.
Hey, I'm gonna share a quick vibe.
Okay.
And I'm gonna get out the way. I'm not even gonna play the whole video. I'm just gonna share a quick vibe. I'm running out the door. Let me see if I can do it. Share the screen. And I gotta find out. I hope I'm doing this right. Where am I at? Is this it? Let me go to.
I'm gonna sample this right here, by the way.
Me too. Me too. Hey, is it? Hey, is it? There we go.
Is this it?
All right, hold on. We get closer. Y'all see that?
Yeah,
yes, sir.
Perfect. Yeah, there you go.
You got to share the audio.
Oh yeah.
The
Coming
audio.
through a little bit,
Is it coming through?
slightly.
Oh, I got a flute player too.
Right. Oh wow, you got the whole gang there.
I got no audio.
Can y'all hear it?
No, we can't hear it.
Ah,
But we're
sucks
gonna
to be
share the
me.
link. Yeah, we're gonna share this link out. So
That
people can
sucks
watch
to
it,
be
'cause
me.
You got the whole gang in here, man.
Yeah, that's my new project I'm working on.
That's
Yeah.
that's this. You said that's 7 pieces.
Yeah.
Flute. I saw a flute player.
Yeah, he plays flute. Was it flute, alto, and clarinet.
Oh wow.
Then I got a Barry Bass who does like didgeridoo and other crap. And I got Ravi Padmanabha who does like drums and the whole Indian drumming stuff. Odell, me, organ, and Rhodes. This vocalist right here, Curtis Lavelle, and Scott Tixier on violin. So I got
Violin,
a couple
yeah.
cats out of the area. So
Nice. So send us that link, and then yeah.
definitely,
and then-
I throw it on the chat.
Okay. All right. Walt, thanks so much, Walt.
Cool, brothers.
Yo, good seeing you, man.
Peace, man. Y'all be easy.
All right.
I look
See ya.
forward to
Good to meet you, man.
I look forward to being selected next week.
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. Look forward to meet you too, y'all. Y'all be easy, man.
All right,
All
bro.
right. All right. See ya. All right. So E is up this week. E is first.
Yeah, I'm first this week. So,
So-
I'm gonna go ahead and do this thing. Now I'm gonna do a sound check again to make sure I can hear it. Could you
He
hear?
should be disqualified based on the amount of tracks that I see right now.
Could you hear it?
Yep,
Yes
we
or
can
no?
hear.
Okay,
We can
good.
hear.
All right, great. Here we go. So this is my beat for week 5, country music sample.
We're just hanging around, burning it down, sipping on some cold Jack Daniels, jamming to some old Alabama with your baby laying right back of my mind, you keep on flirting, cause you know that it's working. You're stuck in my head, girl, riding the lines. Could've sing this song without you if I tried. Let's light it up like it's our last night. We're just hanging around, burning it down, sipping on some cold Jack Daniels, jamming to some old Alabama with your baby laying right here, naked in my bed. We're just hanging around, burning it down, sipping on some cold Jack Daniels, jamming to some old Alabama with your baby laying right here, naked in my bed.
I really hope you play this, cause oh girl, you test my patience with all these seductive photographs and all these one-off vacations you've been taking. Clearly a lot for me to take in, it don't make sense. Young East African girl, you too busy fucking with your other man. I was trying to put you on game, put you on a plane, take you and your mama to the motherland. I could do it, maybe one day, when you figure out you're gonna need someone, when you figure out it's all right here in the city and you don't run from where we come from. That sound like poetic justice.
Old Alabama with your baby right here. 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 Baby right here. Baby right here. We're just hanging around, burning it down, sipping on some cold Jack Daniels, jamming to some old Alabama with your baby laying right here, naked in my bed. We're just hanging around, burning it down, sipping on some cold Jack Daniels, jamming to some old Alabama with your baby laying right here, naked in my bed. We're just hanging around, burning it down, sipping on some cold Jack Daniels, jamming to some old Alabama with your baby laying right here, naked in my bed.
So that is my beat for week 5, country music beat, and I'm going to break down this beat for you and show you how I made the beat. So on this track, I wanted to sample as much as possible, but when I got into a lot of the country music, I went to songs that were very popular. I didn't really like a lot of the, I didn't want to sample what I was hearing. And so for me, I said, well, I can sample audio, I can sample vocals, I can sample an actual track that I like that is country. And instead of actually sampling, I decided to, well, I did sample, so let me correct myself, but instead of just sampling, I decided to make the track my own way. So bring country music to me. And so what I decided to do was just control the flow of everything by bringing it into my own lane. So of course, I have my keys. This week I brought my keys back because I used my board this time. So I started out with the vocal sample, and I'll break that down now so you guys can hear what that track is. So I'll go to where this actual track is, and it's Jason Aldean, Burn It Down. So this is the song that I used here. So
You slip your finger to the tear in my t-shirt. You're stirring up dirty in the back of my mind. You keep on flirting, cause you know that it's working. You're stuck in my head, girl, riding the lines. Couldn't sing this song without you if I tried. Let's light it up like it's our last night. We're just hanging around, burning.
So that was the track that I wanted to use. But instead of letting the whole hook play out, because it's a longer hook that leads into a sub hook, and I wanted to just keep the main hook part to keep it in the feel of R&B and hip hop. So I kept that, and I controlled that with my own kind of thing. So what I decided to do next was I wanted to take my instruments and bring them back to the forefront. So here we are with the instruments that we have, and I'm going to basically start off here with go from the top down. So what I did, I decided to use, have a secret weapon. I don't want to break down what that secret weapon is just yet. I am a keyboardist though, and so I decided to use something that allows me to make incredible chord arrangements. And so I'm going to play that right now so you can hear that, just the melodies of the board. So this is my soft piano from Scalar 2. I use that again as my favorite instrument. And I actually added also another one from Labs, Spitfire Labs, and they have another one that sounds a lot much like a Rhodes. So this is what kind of leads the track. You really hear this more than anything. So in this one, I added the phaser to it just because I wanted to have that feel of that Rhodes shake and how it trembles. So I wanted to have that in there. So these two are playing that right there. And so I went on to the bass to make sure the bass was thick. Because Corey plays bass naturally, so I wanted to make sure that I had bass that would resonate with Corey. So we took it to the bass here. So of course I use my modal bass again because that's what I'm doing. Modal bass is again another amazing VST. If you don't have it, you need to get it. It's an incredible bass with complete control, complete sound control. You get to control almost every single element as if you were actually. So on the modal bass, you can actually control most of the elements as if you were a live bass player. So for me, it was really good to have because I'm familiar with instruments and how they sound, and I didn't want to have a confectionery bass sound. I wanted to have an authentic bass sounding sound that I can then control and make it sound however I wanted it to sound. But I want it to be authentic sound in and then manipulate that sound. So for this week, what I also did was I kept it simple with the beat. Just a couple things, you know, I had some shakers, I had a little percussion line that I did, and I had a drum line that I did. So I'll just isolate those right now so you can hear those together with the bass line. So I noticed that a lot of country music has a simple drum line to it. A lot of R&B as well has a very simple, simplistic drum line to it. So I wanted to keep it in that vein and not add too much when it came to that. I wanted to make sure that it was still funky, but it also had everything that I needed it to do to make sure it served my purpose. And then from there, I added a nice little accent for the chorus part. For the beat, I wanted to make sure it had the feeling that I would give to a track that I made. So I added this nice little accent here. This is from Pigments. This is a VST. Pigments is really, really dope. It's about $200 and something, but the cool thing is you can actually get that for $10 a month. You can buy rent to own it. So if you go through Splice has a section where you can get VSTs that you can pay in like rent to own. So if you ever stop paying, you don't owe anything, you just, you know, you don't have access to that VST anymore. So I wanted to use that because I love Pigments. It has so many sounds, and the sounds are so robust inside of the program. So this is Pigments right here. And it allows you to control so much of the elements inside of your sound. So I'm going to isolate this and play just that sound there that you can hear. So we are in Pigments right now, and this is. And you can go in and change whatever you want in Pigments. You can change the sound that's attached to that sound. So that was what I did in Pigments. I had another lead section, but I actually didn't even use it. I wanted to make sure that I had a track that was worth presenting today. Because again, country music, as far as sampling goes, it wasn't really my strong suit. And the things that I did sample, I had a couple other beats that I did, but I wasn't in love with them. And I wanted to be in love with what I presented today because, again, this challenge means a lot because it shows flexibility and it shows range as far as being a producer and creating music. So I wanted to make sure that I had something that represented myself, and it was full. It was dope energy. And so when I think of collaboration with country music, I think of dope rappers. So I was thinking like Wale, Kendrick, Drake, Jay, people like that. So I grabbed this Drake verse right here, and I just wanted to let that rock out. And so I just let him go and do his thing here.
Every second, every minute.
So I grabbed that from the Poetic Justice track, and right here is where you'll hear that in the beat itself.
I really hope you play this, cause oh girl, you test my patience with all these seductive photographs and all these one-off vacations. You've been makes sense, young East African girl. You too busy fucking with your other man. I was trying to put you on game, put you on a plane, take you and your mama to the motherland. I could do it, maybe one day. When you figure out you're gonna need someone, when you figure out it's all right here in the city and you don't run from where we come from. That sound like poetic justice.
So that was basically how we did. I flipped that part of it, and it took it right into the bridge. And the bridge of the track for me was pretty fun because I was able to showcase a little bit more flexibility and range. So I'm gonna put all the tracks back on, let you hear how we went into the bridge of the track and just let it rock in right after the Drake verse, and I'll take it out with that. So here's where we are right here.
I really hope you play this, cause oh girl. I really hope you play this, cause oh girl, you test my patience. I really hope you play this, cause oh girl, you test my patience with all these seductive photographs and all these one-off vacations you've been taking. Clearly a lot for me to take in, it don't make sense. Young East African girl, you too busy fucking with your other man. I was trying to put you on game, put you on a plane, take you and your mama to the motherland. I could do it, maybe one day. When you figure out you're gonna need someone, when you figure out it's all right here in the city and you don't run from where we come from. That sound like poetic justice.
Old Alabama with your baby right here. Old Alabama with your baby right here. Old Alabama with your baby right here. Old Alabama with your.
This is week 5 country music sample, and this is how I made that beat. I'm going to open it up to questions from people who I know have questions. Corey.
Bravo, good job. I love the bell tree. Haven't heard a bell tree in a while, so was real happy to hear that. The Drake acapella was a surprise, for sure, and it blended quite nicely.
Yeah, I was shocked how well that went, man. I didn't expect it to go as well. What's cool about the bell tree, you mentioned the bell tree. I actually flipped the bell tree backwards in the beginning. It put me in the mindset of that Usher song, "Can You Handle It?" And I just wanted to hear like how that would sound. So I went. So I just reversed the bell tree, and throughout the track you'll hear it like reversed and forward, reversed and forward, different spots. So yeah, I'm glad you caught that.
I also want to say that I just love how the mood of the original record is totally different now. Like
Yeah.
It feels like real good, feel good R&B, and even though he's singing like country lyrics, it feels like an R&B record.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it feels like it was intended that way, you know. Like
that's what I loved about it, because I love this song. This song came out probably about 2012. And I've always loved this song. You know what I'm saying? He was really, really big for a couple of years. I'm sure he's still really big in that sector. But his name is Jason Aldean, and he was just like this husky country singer with this soulful voice, and it was just like it was a different feel for country music when he came out and got on the scene. And for me, I just gravitated towards him. And with this challenge, I didn't expect to go to that. I was looking for everything but that. And then I'm like, yo, go to what you know, bring what you know to you. And I grabbed this track. I went straight for it. I grabbed acapella and I sampled a couple pieces of acapella. And here we are.
Yo, honestly, the whole way through, I was so confused because I was like, so E just went ahead and like played some R&B song for us. You know what I mean? Because that whole thing works so well. It's like my mind is blown on that.
You thought that was a song?
Oh my God. I'm like, that works so well, man. That is insane.
I'm glad. I appreciate it, man.
That is crazy. That's crazy how well that fits together. Like, I don't even know, just as Piso was saying, I don't know the original source material, but I can't imagine that being a country song.
Yeah, even the country version of the song, it still kind of has like flavor to it.
Okay.
But it's a different lane than this. It's a different vibe, but
yeah, it sounds really, really good. And the choice selection of the artist, who is that? What is it? The flow? Is that someone said? Is that Drake?
Yeah, that's Drake on the flow.
Okay. Okay. What is the little when you mess with the voice joint? Who is that?
That is in Pigments. So there's no
okay.
It's actually just in Pigments is a sound that I grabbed. So it's not an actual sample. It's just this right here.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So but it made me feel like it was like, so it sounds like an SWV to me.
Right.
It sounds like Coco and I sampled it, but it's not. It's actually just a sound in Pigments. The sound is actually called vocal glide lead. And you can go through here and pick like different sounds.
Okay.
And assign those
and
sounds
then alter that.
to it.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's really good. The whole track is nice, man. That's awesome.
I'm glad you like it, man. So I'm gonna stop sharing now, so I can move it on to you. And just don't kill me too bad.
I think Piso's next. So last second before the class ends, he hands in his assignment.
2 weeks later. Great job, E.
Appreciate it.
That was excellent. Very good. I also like the fact that you finished the whole record. Like, you did a bridge. You even had a rap verse on it. Like you totally completely produced a full record. All right. So this week's challenge, sample country music. This name of this beat is called Sasuke Rodeo. The artist that I sampled, the name of the song is Little Big Toe, and the artist is Little Big Town, and the name of the song is Blue Dots. And I understand it's a pretty popular country music song. So before I break down the sample, I'm gonna play the beat, and that's how I'm gonna do it. So my name is Piso. This beat is called Sasuke Rodeo, and this is how I made it. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, my name is Piso. This beat is called Sasuke Rodeo, and this is how I made it.
crawfish hole. You get a line, I get a pole. We'll go fishing in the crawfish hole. You get a line, I get a pole. We'll go fishing in the crawfish hole. You get a line, I get a pole. We'll go fishing in the crawfish hole. You get a line, I get a pole. We'll go fishing in the crawfish hole. You get a line, I get a pole. We'll go fishing in the crawfish hole.
Okay, so there we go. My name is Piso. That's how I made it. And now I'm going to break down this little country anthem. This record was fun to sample. I was going through a lot of different country music records, and I made a couple beats before this. And the reason I chose this beat was because I wanted the twang. I wanted that country. I wanted it to sound like a sample of the country record. I didn't want to manipulate it. A lot of the tracks I made manipulated the beat too much, and it sounded like something different. This sounded like a country music record that I remixed. So the sample, let's talk about that for a quick second. I started off there. And I added another part. There were so many different guitar plucks and twangs that I found in this record. Almost every single country music record has it. So it was just a matter of me finding the ones that I like that work together. I ended up actually coming off with 3 different distinct patterns. So this was kind of like the basic one. Was this one. And then I went ahead and added another layer to it. So that got really fun. When I added the drums on top of that, the beat kind of just made itself at that point. So there was really just one more element that I kind of wanted to make a chorus out of. And I didn't want to get too crazy because the beat was already kind of busy. So I kind of went with this like, I don't know, it's like a weird chord, piano chord sounding instrument. Oh, I missed it. Sorry. That just felt really good. And the only other element I added was a bass line, very simple bass line. And then later on in the track, I added this, I guess you could say it's just another part of the song, because once again, I wanted as much of the country music in the beat as possible. So I put this little element in there.
You get a line, I get a pole. We'll go fishing in the crawfish hole. You get a line, I get a pole. We'll go fishing in the crawfish hole. You get a line, I get a pole.
This reminds me of that awful electronic song that was really popular like 10 years ago, Cotton Eye Joe. That kind of sounds like that. The Cotton Eye Joe, how they sped it up and just looped it. So I kind of thought it would be funny just to throw it in there. So yeah, that's where the inspiration for that came from.
You get a line, I get a pole. We'll go fishing in the crawfish hole. You get a line, I get a pole. We'll go fishing in the crawfish hole. You get a line, I get a pole. We'll go fishing in the crawfish hole. You get a line, I get a pole. We'll go fishing in the crawfish hole. You get a line.
So that's how I made the beat. I'm gonna open up the floor to my compadres, and yeah, let's hear it, guys.
Pete, nice. What is that sample? The Cotton Eye Joe sound alike. What is that? What is that track?
The name of the artist is Little Big Time, and the name of the song is Boom.
Wow.
Who knew that the Boondocks TV show had a theme song that no one heard?
That's really from the show?
No, it's not. I'm being silly. Yeah, so that record, I just heard a lot of twangy guitars, and
Yeah.
I knew I would find some that I would be able to chop up and mess around with. Like that, I knew when I got this challenge that's what I was doing. I was gonna find some twangy guitars, chop them
Yeah.
up, make them sound more dramatic, and
Yeah.
then just kind of throw a hip hop beat under it. And that's basically what I did. I mean, it ended up being a fast beat, 122 BPMs, kind of quick.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's what I was wondering. I'm like, it's on the cusp of like, you know, dipping into like a dance type.
Yeah,
You know?
it's definitely. I think that's why when I ended up putting the vocals on it, it was at like a Cotton Eye Joe speed because
Yeah.
the BPM was already pretty fast. So
Yeah.
this beat was fun to make, and yeah.
Yeah, I was feeling it. That's nice.
So I have a question about this beat.
Okay.
Go back to the part where you flipped out the I can't lie and go get a pole, we'll go fishing at the crawfish hole. Like when
Right.
you broke that down, it was just like kick, and that was that the track, or was that you playing the beat over the track?
So I played it by itself.
You get a line, I get a pole. We'll go fishing in the crawfish hole.
Hold on.
You get a line, I get a pole. We'll go fishing in the crawfish hole. You get a line, I get a pole. We'll go fishing in the crawfish hole. You get a line, I get a pole. We'll go fishing in the crawfish hole. You get a line, I get a pole. We'll go fishing in the crawfish hole.
Okay.
You get a line, I
The
get a
beat-
pole. We'll go fishing in the crawfish hole. You get a line, I get a pole. We'll go fishing in the crawfish hole.
Yo.
You get a line, I get a pole. We'll go fishing in the crawfish hole. You get a line, I get a pole. We'll go fishing in the crawfish hole. You
Yo,
get a line,
that sounds like
we'll go fishing in the crawfish hole.
you put a beat there to cover the beat there. It sounds like it sounds so natural to have a beat right there.
Mm.
When you put your beat there, it sounded like it was almost like doubled or twice as much impact on that part. That was a very interesting beat in a sense of when you think sample country, I think that would be like the poster child for sampling country. Like I think you really landed in that lane.
I got a question too, E, unless you're done. I don't know if you got any more.
Yeah, I'm good.
What is that? Like you said, I use this this weird keys thing or whatever and you could hear like dum 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 dum. What is that exactly? Dum dum dum.
Kind of glad you asked that because that's something new that I just discovered. So it's one of the few VSTs that I'm actually using on this. It's a let me see. It's can I pull it up? Oh, okay.
Because this sounds like I have a bunch of VSTs that kind of have like like a real synthy feel to them, and like you press the key down and it like kind of like auto bounces or arpeggiates, and I don't know how to use, I don't know like where to put them into songs, and for you to use something like that. Yeah.
So I put a delay on this. I cheated. Check this out. I take the delay off. Sounds dry now. Just stabby. Now it sounds kind of like, here's the notes. Wait for it. Where are my notes? But then I went ahead and put a delay on it.
What is that VST?
To be honest with you, it is this one, synthesizer 64.
Nice.
So this is like my life here is like, I want to use things like this. I don't know where to place them or where to put them. And then when I hear someone use it and use it like in a great way, then I'm like always like, oh yeah, that's obvious. I could use that. So this is like, I'm experiencing that again. It's like, it sounds good. And I just don't know.
Yeah, I mean, this one is really just for the sounds. Like the sound was really good. It was just a really cool kind of like almost house guitar kind of sound. And when I put the delay on it, it made it bounce a little bit more. It made it fill the room with a little bit more sound. And then, you know, with the drums, you can't even like.
I get a blow. We'll go fishing in the crawfish hole. You get a line, I get a blow. We'll go fishing in the crawfish hole. You get a line, I get a blow.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
I like that.
I love it. I love it a lot.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, gentlemen. All right. Well, no further ado, I'm gonna pass the mic to Cheeky CP.
Yes, sir.
Cheeky.
Chit. All right. Let's cheeky unit. Okay, let's go to share my screen. I'm gonna do a quick snare here. Make sure you can hear me. Let's see. There we go. We got audio.
Didn't hear the wood.
You didn't hear it? All right. Okay. I'm just gonna give a little preamble before I even go into give the intro. This was a hard week. I want to say from the top, definitely a big F you to Piso for choosing this as a challenge. Because it was tough. It was tough. So that's a disclaimer. But anyways, this is episode 5.
Still not the hardest challenge. Hardest challenge was the 3/4 time. Okay.
Oh, the halftime. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second.
What?
You just gave a disclaimer.
This is true. Disclaimed it. But
we
anyways,
have one rule in 3 Beats Later. We'll reprimand you later. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
There's no doubting it's a good track. You know, it's okay. But I'm just saying it was tough. Anyway, so what's up, everybody? This is episode 5. The challenge was country music sampled. And this is how I made this beat. I'm going to play it for everybody first. Here we go, all the way through.
Yeah, this bull only has one horn, but he knows exactly where the end of it is.
They come in 3.5 seconds out of the lead, and the number 1 team. He's about to lose his rope. Right to the knot. Right to the knot. We're looking at 8:06. Unbelievable.
She's tying me down to the ground. She get on top of me. She's having a ball, taking it all. There just ain't no stopping me. This rodeo ride got me so high when she looking back at me. She's taking control, won't let me go. She's taking it out of me. Strap your boots and saddle to the rodeo coming tonight. No strap
All right. So that was a track. So I'm gonna walk you through how I did it as quick as I can here. First is there's 2 different songs that I'm sampling. Of all country music, the stuff that I could probably get the most down with is anytime that there's a pedal steel guitar. That's a guitar that is kind of like you either play it on your lap or it's a long board here and it has pedals. And when you click on the pedal, it actually lets the sound kind of like sustain longer. And it's the stuff that you hear kind of crying in the background, like that's a pedal steel, right? So I knew I wanted to find that and bring that in some way. I hunted down an artist who was like known for being like a crazy good pedal steel player. His name is Little Roy Wiggins. So I'm going to try to get all these track names right, and I'll put it on this after the fact, or I'll tweet it out. But basically there's 2 samples. I'm going to go through them really quick. So here's the main sample. So it is right cha. I'm just going to play it really quick. Okay, sorry, that is down an octave. So here's the real version.
I'm throwing my...
Okay, so the artist there is Eddie Arnold, and that same steel player played with this guy and did all of his like bluesy sounding, crazy country sounding pedal steel stuff. And all I did was I just I played that out basically on the pad. So I chopped up that sample. So the dun dun dun, those are the 2 notes, and I just kind of played it on one pad and played it on the other pad, and I'll actually show you exactly how that looks really quick. If I press play, you should see. So that's all I'm doing basically. Is just I forgot exactly what. Something like that. So just taking the 2 notes in one pad and then 2 notes on another pad and going back and forth. So it's really kind of like from the 1 to the 5, the 1 to the 5. So it sounds really folky and it sounds major sounding. And that's how I built the track, is just playing that main thing. So when you look at the sample, the main sample here, and it just writes itself, right? So that's the main thing that I'm using. The other thing is taking some harmonies, and it's another sample from another pedal steel guitar player. So here it is. Okay, and I'll tweet out the name of that track, but basically I'm going. I'm just getting funky with that on one pad, and then another pad is pitched up, so it's going up a perfect 4th, right? So if you play them together, they're already harmonized because it's in a major key, so it's going to be the root and then the major 4th, so it's going to sound good. So what I was doing is going just something like that. So those are the 2 main samples that I'm using to build this track, is just the main dong ding dong ding dong ding, and then I'm playing a harmony on top of it and just messing around with how those sound. Okay, nothing crazy there, right? But as soon as I got that root of the song, I am a big fan of Jadena. And that kind of like flowy rap is kind of like what I was going for. I heard something that was kind of like a derivative of like the new Lil Nas X that was going to be kind of like sexy and have like a lot of innuendo in it. And that was what I went for. So the drums are real simple. I actually didn't do much of the drums at all, but the only thing I focused on was what is going to sound country, some sort of bell, and some sort of like tin sounding glass or glass type of percussion. So I have a whole track here of just percussion against the drums. So this is at a higher BPM. It's 121. So I kind of wrote it in halftime feel, but all of the percussion and even the hi-hat is all on a triplet feel. So I'm gonna play just the drums and just the percussion here, and you can hear it here. So there's just a turnaround at the end, right? So nothing crazy is going on with the drums. The other samples I took were all old. Like after I wrote the whole track, I'm like, I gotta shove some stuff in here. So I took a bull riding track, stole it from some ESPN3 bull riding show, some horse wrangling show. I stole a track, and these are just sports announcers and rodeo announcers, because the whole thing was going to have a vibe of like country, rodeo, etc. So it had that folky vibe, but then I kind of was trying to infuse the hip hop on top of it. And then the last thing I took samples of, all the guys kind of hollering, was from some hollering contest. So look it up, but you know, I guess like when you're on the farm and you need to shout to somebody, you could holler at them, and it sounds a little something like this. Oh, you can't hear that. Oh, wait, I have everything muted. That's why. I knew that. Here it is. All right, so you got some hollering in there, which you can hear over the chorus. The other things are just bass. Again, I played bass, and this time I did the same thing I did last week. I took the bass line that I played on the bass, and I found the whistle sub from Gospel Music VST, and I played those together. So you can hear a super low sub, and it has like an octave, like 3 octaves up is a whistle sounding part. So you get like the super low spectrum and the super high spectrum. And then in the middle or closer to the bottom is the lower frequency is my bass playing. So I'll play those together here. This is bass guitar and the sub together really quick. And that's it. It's just a loop over and over. Now, to end this off, I am not a rapper either. I cannot really rap. I could kind of put some sort of like rhythm of like how the flow should go. And I said, I'm going to take a step even further into a realm that I am not comfortable. And that is this realm right here. I knew that I wanted to be like some sexy rodeo thing. So, you know, shout out again to my writing partner, my wife. We went and wrote some sexy flow here. And then the hook too, again, is just like a rodeo, whatever, like you get it. And then I just sing in harmony in the background. The only other weird thing that you'll hear is some guitar, and the guitar is just like I try to get twangy with the guitar. So here I'll play just the bass and the guitar together so you can hear what the guitar is doing. Okay, and then that is really it. But I know E wants to hear this flow one more time because it's so sick. So I'm just gonna...
She's tying me down to the ground. She get on top of me. She's having a ball, taking it all. There just ain't no stopping me. This rodeo ride got me so high. When she looking back at me, she's taking control. Won't let me go. She's taking it out. Strap your boots and saddle up to the rodeo coming tonight. So strap your...
All right, I'm messing around. Okay, I'm opening it up. That's how I made this beat, episode 5. Country music sampled. I sampled it. Open it up to the guys.
What the fuck?
That was wild, Core. Quick question: that bass line and the high frequency note that you put together,
Yeah.
is those are 2 separate sounds that you layered on top of each other, or?
No, the VST is so again, everybody, I'm using Beatmaker 3, and some of the I guess, more well-known VSTs, the plugins for this app is one is made by gospel musicians, and they've been around for a long time, and they just break down like everything related to just, you know, playing in church essentially, and creating actual sounds for MIDI controllers and plugins for musicians. They do a lot of chord breakdowns and just like teaching a lot of keys and stuff like that. So they made a plugin, and they have an upgrade that's called Bassalicious, and one of the bass samples is called Whistle Sub, and it is nasty, man. It's just a bass sub plus that whistle is combined in it. So when you play a note, you get both of those notes.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
No. So let's fuck the bass for right now, okay? Yo. See, so let me explain something about my beat in relation to my question. So I told P, I said, P, I can't not have vocals on my beat this week, but I have no way to record. So I had to put vocals on my beat this week. So I knew you were going to do something, but I did not know you were going to take it this far. As I recall, I know you love to show off, but I never thought that you would take it this far. What do I know? Flashing lights, right? It was dope though. It was dope. In the beginning, I'm like, what is this? A horse race? What is this? This person announcing? What the fuck is this announcer doing? And then
play that announcer again real quick. I want to hear that.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's 3 samples. The first announcer is the funniest. It's like, this bull only has 1 horn or something. I'll play it really quick. Here it is. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, it is. There it is. One more time. Bring it back.
Yeah, this bull only has 1 horn, but he knows exactly where the end of it is.
They come in 3.5 seconds out of the lead, and the number 1 team. He's about to lose his rope. Right to the knot. Right to the knot. We're looking at 8:06. Unbelievable.
Here we go. Right up, Tuffy. Right up there. He's in the base. He's knocked out. Open that gate, boys. Open the gate.
That's it. So the one was just some random bullfight or bull ride. Another one was some like the guys that are on horses and run down the small little cattle, and they grab it with their rope. And then the last one was like one of the baddest bulls ever, called Bodacious, and he was messing people up back in the day. And it was like the worst bullfighting, fails where dudes got wrecked, and that bull wrecked this dude. Yeah. So, yeah.
Are you rapping about getting wrecked?
It's a little bit of a sexy rap there.
Yeah, no, but I mean, like, did you get wrecked in your rap? Like, did you try to tame the cattle and it didn't work? Is that what
something got tamed? Something got tamed.
No, it's dope though. Definitely dope. Very different. That bass is ridiculous, and that drum pattern is super dope. Yeah, P, pack that up. Send that over to me. I like. I was not expecting that. I was not expecting any of that from you this week. I was not expecting it at all. So
yeah, it was
very
a short
different
week,
type of track. Very, very fun. Still very creative at the same time.
I gotta step my vocal game up, because this dude would just be. So do you record in with a microphone, or you record just into your iPad?
No, I got a mic. I got a Sterling Audio. I think I showed you guys. Actually, if anybody doesn't know about this brand, it's called Sterling Audio. One of the engineers that I work with, he recommended them, and I got a condenser mic from them, and it is really good. I'm still getting used to it because I have little recording, like personal home recording experience. So I'm playing with it, and I think everything I recorded wasn't that great because I figured something out at the last second. But I've been using this for most of the stuff that I'm singing, and then Sterling Audio also makes speakers that like studio monitor speakers, and it's like a secret, man. These things are really affordable and again really great quality. So shout out to Sterling Audio, because this stuff is really nice. But yeah, that's what I'm using. Just one condenser mic going straight into At the time, I think I was using an iRig, so just an iRig Pre, so it allows you to power the condenser mic, and that's going straight into the iPad, and I'm recording it all on Beatmaker 3. So all these light blue tracks, these are all the tracks that are recorded, guitar, bass, and then vocals. And sometimes when I use a plugin, I will actually play it out on the pad first, and then I will take that audio and drop it down into its own track. So I'm recording what I'm playing. So it's just not the MIDI playing live, it's just the audio being recorded. And that's just something that I've been trying to do just to save RAM and space, so it's not like blowing up on me when I add like 1,000 tracks. But yeah, that's it.
I like
cool. Awesome. Wow. All right, now I think we're moving to the next stage of the show. I'm gonna get off of this really quick. So let me stop sharing. Okay.
Wow.
This was a short week, everybody. Keep that in mind. Like, I think we streamed on, what was it, like a Monday or Tuesday night? I think it was a Tuesday night. And then I was crazy busy. So just like I had to go with the first thing that I did. You know what I mean? Like I felt that I actually listened to a bunch of different country one day, and then I got the little dong, dang, blong, blang. And I was like, all right, that's it.
Took off on your screens.
That's my track. So that's for the amount of time that we had. Everybody had really solid tracks. So let's do the flowers. I'm gonna I'll start it off. We're giving props. So again,
wait.
What?
Let me ask this question. Before you
do
anything else.
Okay.
When you started sampling that, right? Did you know where you were going with it? Because it sounds like you knew exactly where you were going with the track before you made the beat.
No,
Okay.
no, I'm telling you. Do you guys listen to Jadena?
Yes, my guy, man. One of the best. He's my most underrated.
He's amazing. He is like,
Really
I don't know how to. He's so like, he's one of my favorites right now, and a lot of his stuff has just every one of his tracks has a different vibe to it, and I've been listening to him a lot. And the first thing that came to mind was Jadena. I don't know why, just because it was like funky.
It sounds like that.
And folksy.
That drink. What's it called? What's the song? Safari.
Okay.
Safari. That's what that sounds like to me.
So I don't know why he was in my head, and I'm like, and I love the way that he has like that flow, super stuck. You know, I don't know, just everything about like his flow is sick, and he kind of could go in and out with the sing-songy. And then the other thing was I was thinking of like Lil Nas X and like how just like that over characterized, like this is a country hip hop song. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I just was like, okay, let's do that. Let's lean into that, you know, as much as you can. Like, yeah, we are sampling country, and I kind of made it like really folky sounding, hokey folky. That's so I didn't know where I was going. I just said, all right, dong dang, and then there we go.
Me likey. I like.
All right, flowers. Who wants to go first? I was gonna go, but then I just stopped. So who's going first?
I went first this week.
P.
Flores. Tough to make a decision this week. You guys brought your A game, and it was not an easy week. When I picked country music, I wanted it to be difficult. That's why I chose it.
It was difficult.
So you guys both rose to the challenge, both rose to the occasion. I think I'm equally impressed with both of your records, but I'm impressed for different reasons. So I like how much fun Corey has with music and with these challenges.
Right.
Because a lot of times I think Corey just does casual flexes because he has a lot of musical talent. So he can do things easily that a producer like myself would struggle with. So even just singing on every record and playing bass on every record like Corey does, it's really dope to see him do that. But if I have to go with Flowers, I have to give them to E this week. And the major reason being is just that I think what E gave us this week was one of the most, I guess, fully finished records. I know that Corey also does that as well by giving a fully completed record, but I just really like how E took his record to a different level. Where it felt very natural. It felt, a lot of stuff that we do, we only have a week to work on a song. It's not really a lot of time. So it kind of just ends up sounding like however it ends up sounding, and we just have fun with it. But E delivers something that seemed basically damn near ready to go. Like,
oh yeah.
It was like
labels. I sent that out some labels already. I sent that to Toronto.
All right. Flowers to E.
Yeah. So Flowers to E. Flowers to E.
We get it already. All right.
Even though much props to Corey.
All right, I'm gonna go next. So E kind of just blew it out of the water. So I think that I still need to give some pedal juice, some rose water sprays over to P, because I just need to give some compliments in general to Piso. Piso, do you play do you play any instruments? Did you like grow up playing any instruments at all?
No. I'm just now trying to learn chords. I've been trying to really learn chords, and there's some things online that you can use to help you kind of find chords and things like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would be so inclined as to say that I'm probably the least actually musically trained person out of this whole group. So I have to work with whatever I got.
So the reason I'm asking that is because although like I probably assume that to be true just because I know you for so long, is that although like you don't have like the quote unquote like traditional background of like playing an instrument, like your ear is like insane, man. Like every track, even last week's, like I felt like I kind of had like nightmares, like giving props to E over your track, because like your track, no man, I'm telling you, I was like, but Piso's was so good. So I feel like you still need like some props from even prior weeks from just like the stuff that you put together. Some of my favorite beats that we've been listening to since even before we've been going live have been the things that you've been making. So
thank you. I think for me, I don't mean to cut you off, but I think for me, I'm only producing from like a rapper's point of view. I think you guys, E is definitely coming from a different like level.
Yeah, I hate rap.
And I think Corey, you're bringing a lot. You're bringing a lot of reggae. You're bringing a lot of like funk and like a lot of stuff to the table. Yeah. Me, I'm just like, yo, can I rap over this? Okay.
And that's how I am. I'm like, yo, can I write an R&B song to this beat?
Yo, and that's actually a good point. So first I gotta say, like, I really liked what you did, Piso, again this week. Again, like, and this is gonna sound weird, but like all the tracks that have that kind of like dance vibe that you're producing recently, like I feel like that is a lane for you to honestly be like DJ Piso and like put something out or whatever, because
finger licking,
knob stealing, knob stealing. But
see the knobs missing. You see the knobs missing, right?
Inside joke there, everybody. Piso's the knob master, and just to make sure he's a knob master, he gave E a controller, but pulled some of the knobs out just so he could stay knob master.
I had to polish some knobs.
Oh man, okay. So really props again, Piso, but again, E kind of blew me away because the track was just like completely, that sounds fully produced. The way that the sample was built in there sounds amazing. Like I told you, I'll say it again, like the beginning of it, I was just like, why? Like he didn't even do the challenge. He's playing an R&B track right now that's just fully produced and polished. But so yeah, I like what you did. And and you get the flowers. You get my flowers. There you go. Woo!
I'll take them. So listen. This week was really like, I don't want to say it was difficult. It wasn't difficult. It wasn't fun for me. And I'll say it wasn't fun because these challenges we've had the last 2 weeks been really interesting challenges. And it's just like, yo, I want to get in and I want to make something that just like gets me to a headspace where I'm just like, yo, I'm in the zone. And the only way I could get in the zone this week was to make my beat. Like, I found my sample. Like, I have a whole different beat. Like, P heard a different beat from me yesterday that I was going to submit for the challenge. And then I'm like, but this doesn't sound like me. It doesn't feel like me. I was trying to go and fit the fold of sampling country versus bringing country to me. And I think that I would advise that to all of us when it comes to these challenges, like, bring them into our own fold. Like, don't try to change who you are.
Yeah.
Like Will Smith said it best. It's like looking into a broken mirror and trying to fix your face to match the mirror. Like, no, just be yourself. And I think that is where I scratched my other beat and I made a beat. I knew what track I wanted. I knew I wanted that Jason Aldean track. But I'm like, yo, I need to make my beat first and make him fit my beat. And then that's why it sounded like that. Because otherwise, it wouldn't have sounded like that. I'm 100% guarantee you it would not have sounded like that because I wasn't making the beat from the perspective of being true to my own musical strengths. So
yeah,
I definitely appreciate the flowers. I do appreciate it. But that's my only little bit of advice that I would give is just like, with all these challenges, like, bring the fight to your own field. You know what I mean? Like, you're strong with guitar. Like, find a drink, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, find something and just make all the samples we use, make every challenge we do fit into your own personal strengths. And that, to me, was the only reason why I came out on top this week. Had I not spent today creating that, it wouldn't have been the same. It wouldn't have even been the same comparison at all because I was trying to change myself to fit the challenge. So I will say that, like, that's something that's anybody listening and producers listening. When you come up with a new concept, or don't change, like a big thing is trap music. Trap music is like popping right now. Don't try to be a trap producer. Try to be you and incorporate some trap into what you already do. That's all I'll say. As far as flowers go, this is difficult because you both have very creative and innovative tracks. Like, whenever P got the knobs going, whenever I don't see a sequence track, I know it's gonna be a dope week for P. You know what I'm saying? And I hate it. I hate it so much because I'm like, I want to follow the beat and I don't know where I'm going. But he just kills it. He just literally kills it. Like, we're in a club and in Soho and we're just going in. And so I don't know, because again, Corey comes in with the complete songs. So it's difficult for me, especially this one, because this one hit all the elements of country. You had the rodeo, you had the announcers, you had the hook, and you even had the twang on your chorus. Like, I heard that. You had the twang on your chorus. So this week is difficult for me, man. I don't know. It's difficult. I'm going to have to say, you get it. You wait up. No, you. Shit. The two people over here get it.
Split.
Because I'm not picking.
Okay. Both
tracks were both innovative as hell.
You won the week, so you decide. You know what I mean? Like, that's your choice. Split the flowers again.
I'm definitely gonna split the flowers because again, this week was dope for everybody, and I think that with what we had to do, with the ingredients we had, I think everybody cooked up something nice.
I know, seriously, it was a good one. Let's do this. So we know what the challenge is. It's Walt. Everybody met Walt in the beginning of this.
Yeah.
We got 7 days, or whenever we're gonna stream next, probably 6-7 days, whatever. Walt Kemp 3 is what you should be looking at. We're gonna tweet that out too. So anybody, Piso, you have any last words, or anybody have any last words before we drop it?
No, I'm good. It's a great challenge, guys.
Yeah, this was a fun week. So,
I
all right.
have some last words.
Okay.
Some last words. If you hear a beat that's on these challenges, that you like, you want to hear more of, or more breakdown of, please let us know. We also have a section on our YouTube page called How I Made This Beat. And that is basically breaking down every beat you see in these episodes. We break down each one of those beats. And so it's 2 Corey's right now, so he breaks down his beats twice. But if you have any questions about the programs or software, like I use Ableton Live, P uses Ableton Live, Corey uses Beatmaker 3, make sure you hit us up. If you have questions about the software, if we don't have the answers, we'll get the answers. But that's the most important part of what we're doing, is basically showcasing how we utilize our software to make these beats. So if one of our demonstrations doesn't cover specifics of how we got, like Pete uses a delay on his beat today. If you have questions about how he added that delay, shoot us a message. And Corey is Vanna Whiting the contact information down there. So just let us know if you have any questions, or if you have any suggestions of how you do it, hit us up. We are very friendly. We look like we're in competition, but we're not. We don't win anything for winning weeks. So
Yeah.
It's all friendly and it's all love. And if you have any questions, aside from Corey's dope shirt, yeah, hit us up. Hit us up. We would love to hear from you. We would love to hear from everybody, and just get involved. And this is community.
All right, everybody. Thanks a lot. Good stuff.
Right.
3 beats later. Peace.
3 beats later. Peace.
3 beats later.
Later out.
Later.